Stay tuned to the end of this video to learn by far the easiest method for taking down a wither as early as possible in Minecraft survival and getting your beacon up and running. Let's get into it. Hey guys, this is Backdraft and welcome to episode 8 of my Minecraft survival series. Thank you so much for joining me today. And we're actually starting this episode off down in this little cave area that I found last episode. So this is the chunk that I'm pretty sure is a slime chunk, but I don't know for sure because I can't get any more slimes to spawn because there's so much ravine. There's so many dark areas surrounding this slime chunk. I just don't know for sure if it is a slime chunk, and it's kind of getting on my nerves a little bit because I've been trying to run all over the place and light up as much as I can, and I still can't get any more slimes to spawn, so I don't know for sure. So I actually think what we're going to do with this episode is we're going to take an alternate route to try and find a slime chunk. And what we're going to do is we are going to fight the wither. Yes. So I'm going to have to spend time getting the wither skeleton skulls and getting the soul sand. And the reason that we're going to fight the wither is because I want to build a beacon. So now that we have an iron farm, I have more than enough iron that we're going to need to get a full beacon. Creeper. More than enough iron that we're going to need to get a full beacon so that we can start doing insta-mining, pretty much. We'll have to get efficiency 5 on a pickaxe, but I'm not worried about that. We have our fish farm. We can get that with a few AFK sessions. But anyway, that's going to be the plan. So we're going to fight the wither. Now, I'm going to actually show you guys a trick that I've used for a long time in fighting the wither. It's actually a really, really easy trick that you can do to fight the wither effectively and pretty easily with the gear that I have right now. So the way that you do it, which I'm going to show you, is you do what's called tunnel. So I don't know the official term for it. That's what I've always called it. You do the tunnel method to kill the wither. Basically, you dig a long tunnel and then you just sit in the tunnel and shoot the wither with your arrows. It's pretty simple. And then also on top of that, I think it's about time we make some more progress on our mega base. So if we pop over to the iron farm over here, we'll show you guys how much iron we now have. It's actually quite a bit. I've also expanded the storage of the iron farm to 3 chests because if we're going to start doing AFK sessions with this farm, we're going to need more storage. So as you can see, I think, what is that? We got 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, almost 25 stacks of iron, which should be way more than enough to create a full beacon of iron blocks. So first things first, we need to get some wither skeleton skulls. So I've been exploring the nether fortress that spawned close to the portal that I have in the nether for about 10-15 minutes. I've got maybe 4 wither skeletons. Don't have any skulls yet. I did get a few things, got some magma cream and a lot of blaze rods actually. There's a ton of spawners. And we finally found some soul sand. So this is step number 1 for getting the wither. Call me the luckiest guy in the face there. I just killed 2 wither skeletons next to each other and they both dropped skulls. So there's skull number 1 and skull number 2. Wow. And there we have it. Only about 5 minutes later, we got all 3 wither skeleton skulls that we need. For the record, I don't know if you guys remember, but I did have looting 3, so obviously that helped. But with looting 3, it's like a 1 in 19 chance or something like that to get a skull. So I think I got pretty lucky on this run. I spent quite a bit of time with villagers seeing if we could get any worthwhile trades, and I'm after silk touch, and I'm also after efficiency right now because I want to get that efficiency 5 pickaxe so that once we get the beacon we can start doing some insta mining. But I haven't had any luck and I just reset the day again, so I'm waiting for the villagers' time of day that they work so that I can reset their trades. And I'm actually over here in the AFK fish farm. I'm cleaning out a lot of the junk. I'm probably not going to need all that puffer fish. We'll keep a stack of puffer fish. And I built this little incinerator over here just so that we can get rid of some of the junk in here. I collected all the enchanted books that we had and I popped them over in my storage area. And the reason we're doing this is because I'm going to do some AFK fishing in order to see if we can get an efficiency 4 book so we can get that efficiency 5 pickaxe to do insta mining. We're going to see if we can do this before we can kill the wither. We'll see if we can do a couple sessions and see if we can get that book. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this. All right, we've been doing some AFK fishing for a few hours, and it seems like we haven't really gotten that lucky. So this is what we ended up with. Book for Bane of Arthropods. That's actually kind of useful for our spider farm, so we might actually get a sword and put that on it. Protection 3, Unbreaking 3, Fire Aspect 2, whatever. Loyalty 3, Flame, Infinity, Smite 4, Aqua Affinity, Power 4, and Sharpness 3, and then of course a bunch of other stuff that we get from AFK fishing. So I think we're gonna walk away from AFK fishing for now, and I want to be able to have a sustainable source of these enchantments. And of course the way to do that is to use the villager breeder. So I think what we're going for, so we already have mending and we already have fortune 2. If we can get fortune 3, that'd be great. Fortune 2, I can live with that. But the goal here is I want to get silk touch and I want to get efficiency. So we'll see if we can get a couple villagers that will do trades for those enchantments. So we're gonna pop down to the trading post and see if we can get lucky. Our stroke of luck continues. So I've been at this for maybe an hour and a half, and we finally got a silk touch villager. And in this case, it's 8 emeralds for a silk touch book. I don't think you can get much better than that. Honestly, so yeah, I don't know. First the wither skeleton skulls, now this, I don't know. This is just probably the luckiest episode I've ever recorded. But anyway, I got that locked in. I put him into the system. We now have silk touch for 8 emeralds. So the only thing I want is efficiency. At this point, I'd honestly be willing to just take an efficiency 3 enchantment trade because I just want to get going with this. So our goal here is we want to get that efficiency, at least efficiency 3, more preferably efficiency 4, or even possibly efficiency 5, so that we can get an efficiency 5 silk touch pickaxe, and then we will move on to the wither battle and the insta mining. And no more than 30 seconds later, we get a fortune 3 trade for 11 emeralds. Wow. I don't know what to say about this episode. I think I have a shamrock stuck up. I don't even know what's going on right now. This is just crazy. So we got fortune 3 for 11 emeralds. You guys know what that means. It's time to say goodbye to our old friend, the fortune 2er. So I believe it's this button right here. Bye-bye, old friend. You served me well. You were able to help me recover after I fell into the lava pool in the nether. But on to bigger and better things. Several hours later, and we haven't had any luck in getting an efficiency villager, but fortunately for us, we did a couple AFK sessions over at our fish farm, and we were able to get 2 efficiency 4 books, meaning that we can combine them with our pickaxe to get an efficiency 5 pickaxe that we can then do insta mining with once we get our beacon. I actually ran out of villagers, so with the AFK sessions I was able to fill the villagers back up, but I'm kind of sick of doing this. But anyway, I actually did get some pretty good villager trades. So let's pop over here. This is my fortune 2 guy. Well, he's now fortune 3, and for 11 emeralds, pretty good. Next up, we have silk touch. We finally got a silk touch villager, and for only 8 emeralds. I can't believe how good of a trade that is. And finally we were able to upgrade our mending villager, mending for 10 emeralds. That chops our price in half. We can now get mending for just 10 emeralds, which is amazing. So we did also fill up the iron farm with another chest full of iron during the AFK sessions. Yeah, and of course all our other farms were going, and we were able to start stocking up with some of the other stuff. But it is now time. That's right. It is now time for the wither battle. So I told you guys at the beginning of this video that we were going to be discussing a very simple method for taking down the wither, and it is called the tunnel method. So the tunnel method is actually really easy. So first things first, I dig out a little area with a bed so I can reset my spawn point just in case, and then a chest where I put everything in that I don't need for the battle. Then I just take the things that I need for the fight. I don't think I'm going to need those torches. I will need the arrows. I always keep an extra set of blocks and a bucket of water just in case. Now the first thing that you do is dig out a tunnel, a 2x1 tunnel about 50 blocks long. Now, if your armor and weapons aren't as good, you might want to dig it a little further because the battle might take you a little longer. I have a really good sword and a really good bow, so I'm not going to worry about it. I also have pretty good armor as well. So some people may tell you, oh, well, see if you can get some health potions, some regeneration potions, strength potions, whatever. You don't really need that with this method, which is why it makes it really easy. So once you have your tunnel, then you're going to want to dig another little area where you're going to be spawning the wither. Then you're going to place down your soul sand and your wither skeleton skulls, and then you're going to run away a little bit until the wither fully generates. Then you're going to come up, you're going to start shooting it with your bow, and as soon as it gets its shield, you're going to pull out your sword and start smacking it with the sword. Now with this method, it should be pretty easy. There shouldn't be too many complications. The idea is to stay in this tunnel. The wither will be coming at you, trying to blow up the tunnel, trying to shoot at you, but it really won't be able to hit you for the most part. I've never really had much of an issue with this method, and it makes it pretty easy. Couple pointers. Dig down to Y level 20 or a little bit above that. You don't want to be too high because you don't want to be too close to the surface, and you don't want to be too low because you don't want to get stuck up with lava lakes. Trust me, you do not want lava lakes when you're battling the wither, because your nether star could potentially fall in the lava, and then you're SOL. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to do this live to show you guys that it's really not that difficult. I've done this a bunch of times before. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn the wither. And no matter how many times I do this, it's still nerve-wracking for me to do this. And there you go. So now this is what you do. You back up. Wait for it to fully generate. And looks like he's almost there. Okay, then just come up, start shooting it with your bow. And then as soon as it gets the shield, you're going to want to start hitting it with your sword. Now look at this. The wither is trying to get at me, but it can't because I'm in the tunnel. And I can keep backing up. So now the shield is up, so I'm going to come up, start hitting him with my sword. Even if he does wither me once, it's not going to be the end of the world. See how easy this is? He hasn't hit me a single time. This is by far the easiest way to kill the wither, and that is that, ladies and gentlemen. That is one wither down. Alrighty, so we took the nether star, we made ourselves our beacon, and with that amazing iron farm, we have been able to set up a fully tiered beacon. So I dug down to Y11, and we're going to start doing some insta mining. It just so happens that I dug down into a cave, but it's not going to be that big of a deal. We're going to go ahead, we're going to insta-mine out this entire area. So if you are unaware, the beacon will give you whatever buff that you indicate. In this case, I indicated I wanted haste, and then the secondary power I wanted haste 2. So that means with an efficiency 5 pickaxe, which I upgraded my pickaxe to, you can insta-mine all types of stone blocks. So the beacon will work within a 50 by 50 radius, once again if you're not aware, and you will be able to do all kinds of crazy mining with this thing. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do some mining. The goal actually of this is to find a slime chunk. This is going to make it a lot easier to find a slime chunk because we'll be able to mine out a 50 by 50 area really easily, actually. Not very difficult to mine that out, and then we'll just have to chill and see if we can find some slime chunks within the area. So that's been about 2.5 hours, and we have 75% of this mined out. So we got all that done. The only spot that we don't have done yet is over here because there's a cave, and I haven't really been able to go up and kind of block off the water from flowing down, and you know, I'm just not really doing this part just yet. But anyway, look, we have a slime. The only thing is I don't really know, well, that's not the right key, but I don't know which chunk this slime spawned in, but we do know one of these chunks over here is a slime chunk. So we're gonna have to go back and get some gates and start blocking off the areas, and then we'll chill down here for a little while and figure out which chunk is the slime chunk. So there's also a giant cave above this whole thing. There's a little staircase I built over there to get up into it, and I went up in there and tried to light it up as much as I possibly could. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that if we want to build a slime farm. So I think I'm gonna build the slime farm over here as opposed to where I found the chunk before, simply because I have my beacon already set up over here and I can mine out the area really easily. But anyway, if you take a look over here, I have pretty much all 8 of these chests completely filled, except for this last one here, with the resources that we've been mining. So obviously, if you haven't done beacon mining before, it is extremely fast. But the highlights are we have 2 stacks plus 3 diamonds, so that's 131 diamonds, a few stacks of iron, which I haven't really been even collecting all the iron because we have the iron farm now. I don't even know how much redstone, honestly. Let's actually take a look. I think it'd be pretty cool to actually see how much redstone we actually got from this thing. So let's go over here, and I'm just gonna grab out all the redstone. And it actually seems that we also got some magma blocks because there was a couple little obsidian areas riddled with magma blocks, which is pretty cool because normally you'd have to go find a bunch of magma cubes to get your magma blocks. But I'm just curious to see how much redstone we got and how much coal, because there was so much. And the cool thing about having mending tools, of course, is you don't have to worry about the tools running out of durability because you have tons of redstone and coal to recharge those tools as you mine. So it looks like we have, that's gotta be, well, there is 32, so 27 stacks right there. 27 stacks right there, 28, 29, 30, 31 stacks of redstone, probably a similar amount in terms of the coal as well. This area has been very, very lucrative for me. But anyway, I think that's enough mining for one day. We definitely found the spot where we're going to put our slime farm, but let's pop back over to the main base. It is time to make some progress on our mega base. So I'm over here in this little section right next to my temporary starter base, which I've kind of turned into a concrete factory. So I've got a ton of white concrete powder from all the mining that I've been doing. Got a bunch of sand, got a bunch of gravel, got a bunch of bone meal actually from all the skeletons I've been able to kill. And I'm over here just converting all the powder over into white concrete because we are going to need some of that for our mega base once we get up to the top layer. We might not need that in today's episode, but we will eventually need it. I'm hoping I can get a lot of building done before the end of this episode. So I'm going to convert all of this concrete powder over. We're going to pop over to the mega base. We're going to get a time lapse going, and I hope you guys enjoy the build. it is finally starting to come together and take shape. I hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse. So for the most part, this is the shape of the build. This is exactly how big it's going to be. This is exactly how the skeleton of it is going to look. So all of that, all the walls are white concrete. At the base, we have diorite to kind of break it up between the wall and the floor. I also, as you noticed, have changed the tops and bottoms of each of the columns to diorite because I think it actually blends in a little better with the rest of the build. You'll see what I'm talking about once I'm done. So yeah, I replaced the birch stairs that we were using because I think that just looked a little weird. So I swapped those out for the polished diorite. So I was able to get about a full double chest of concrete powder. I mined up a bunch of gravel from the ocean and a bunch of sand and was able to make all of that white concrete. So I placed down all the powder and then put the water around so that we didn't have to spend time mining it all up. And that is about all the time I have for this episode, ladies and gents. Hopefully we'll make some more progress. We'll get the roof going. We'll get the inside and the floors going and everything in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching as usual. If you liked the video, please do not hesitate to hit that thumbs up. And if you really enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. So side note, it seems that the majority of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed. So please, I'm trying to get my stuff out there. Please subscribe if you guys aren't already. I thank you so much for watching my videos. It means so much to me. So I'll see you guys again in the next episode. Bye.